Welcome to a review of the ROWSFIRE A107 overhead panel for Microsoft Flight Simulators, Fenix, and fly-by-wire A320. Here's a look at the box and what the actual unit looks like. I'm excited to take this unit into the sim to do a startup with the Fenix A320. Thank you to ROWSFIRE for making this review possible, and let's get into it. Alright guys, now we're in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 here with the ROWSFIRE A107. Let's go ahead and get the Fenix A320 started up. Alright guys, so as you can see, the panel is matching what we see here in the flight simulator. All we see is that the external power is available, so let's go ahead and start the startup. Batteries 1 and 2 coming on, followed by the external power. Boom, as we see everything lights up right there. We'll go ahead and continue with the IRS switches. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Crew supply going on. Nav and logo. There we go, crew supply. Nav and logos coming on. And then we'll go ahead and continue with firing up the APU. So master switch on. Wait about 3 seconds and then start. As you guys can see, the airplane is now starting up. All three of those tests do seem to work. I like how we can see both fault lights for packs 1 and 2. That's because the APU bleed is not on yet, but we'll go ahead and try that. So we'll go ahead and get some air going here as we see the APU is available. So we'll go ahead and click APU bleed. As we can see, the on switch is there, and then now the fault light went out for pack 1 and pack 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some of our fuel and cargo in here. So we go ahead and apply that really quick. Then we can finish our startup. We can now continue by turning on all the fuel pumps. As we can see, the off switch goes out. Perfect. And then we can go down here and turn on the seatbelt sign. So boom. Non-smoking. Auto. Exit lights. Armed. And then as we're preparing for pushback, we can go ahead and turn the TCAS to TARA. Go and try out the call button, some of the other buttons on this panel. There we go, that works. Anti-ice. All three of those work. Perfect. Go ahead and turn those off. Wipers. Wiper is working, although it's very annoying. Turn that back off. The rest of what we have here, GPWS lights. We can turn that on if we're landing flaps 3. Alright, let's go and test some of the other lights out here. So we'll go ahead and turn on the nose light. That obviously works, very bright. Runway turn off light. That works. Let's try the landing lights. I do really like how all these lights and switches feel good, except for the fact that these are kind of flimsy. These aren't really held in place. Not a big fan of that, but I do like how these switches are operational. All the rest of the lights we'll just look at here. We'll turn everything on. So those nose lights, landing lights will go back on. Turn offs, wing lights, beacons, and the strobes have both the auto and on position. So that's going to conclude the startup and overview of all the features of the ROWSFIRE A107. I'll just go ahead and go over some final thoughts here. Overall, I do really like this ROWSFIRE A107. It looks really good. The buttons and switches feel nice and heavy. The lights are bright, and it works well once it's set up. Some of the cons of the ROWSFIRE A107 is it can be a bit difficult to install and set up. It's kind of hard to understand the instructions, but once it's set up, it works well, like I said. Also, like I said, the lights are a bit flimsy. Hopefully that's fixed in a later version. And one last thing is the price. I believe this is around $350 to $400, and that's quite a bit of money for a panel. I do like how many switches you get with it, but it might be pricey for some. Overall, would I recommend it? Yes, if this is something that you're looking for, you want a more immersive experience, specifically with the Fenix or fly-by-wire A320, which it's compatible with, then definitely this is something for you.